Peace, everybody. So, this is actually going to be a part 2 to a video I did about a year ago called Intro into Spiritual Coordination. Spiritual coordination. Now, just a review on my definition of what this is that this is essentially like your esoteric metronome, basically. There's a right brain aspect and there's a left brain aspect to this. The right brain aspect is you understanding certain points of your natal chart, because coordination in general is just the harmony and the flow of a certain set of organisms working together in order to have things flowing cohesively. Now that's the right brain aspect. That would be looking into your chart, looking at all the alignments, playing out all the alignments, and not going opposite to your nature, basically. Now, the left brain aspect of spiritual coordination is doing things in real time, basically, and manipulating your environment in real time. For example, your heartbeat. Your heartbeat is essentially your metronome. So, some people, have different heart rhythms, some people have irregular heartbeats, some people have regular heartbeats. Everybody's metronome is different, essentially. And then depending on what kind of energy, what sign you resonate with more and everything, will determine the kind of tempo that you have naturally. Like if you're an Aries, Sun, or whatever, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, Mercury, whatever, your tempo, since you're already resonating under the energy of cardinal fire, cardinal, which could be equated to like a compass, looking which direction to go, and also pointing out in all four angles in order for your energy to spread out so that you can be that initiating spark of whatever element or whatever energy you're trying to portray or reach towards. Now, fire is dealing with spirituality. It's dealing with visionary energy, creativity, expression, flamboyancy, aggression, anger, chaos in a lot of different ways. Fire burns reality. Like if a fire, like the fires you see in California and everything like that, God bless those people. But seriously, those that's the perfect example of the negative aspect of fire. But anyway, this going all the way back to spiritual coordination. What happens is that you being an Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Ascendant, Mars, Mercury, Venus, whatever, you already have this aspect of your tempo, of your metronome, that's going to be very speedy. So you may be prone to have maybe you're how you get heated when you get angry and everything like that. That would be a representation of you kind of falling out of coordination and everything like that, because even though it's natural for you to be the cardinal fire energy and be able to have people try to lead people based upon your vision, when you get angry, when you start playing out the negative attributes, you're out of sync, you're off kilter. You got to recalibrate yourself, basically. And then that would depend on what alignments you have. Like if you're a sun sign Aries and you have the sun square Venus, let's say you have a sun in Aries and you have Venus in Capricorn or something like that. So, which actually that wouldn't make sense because Venus only goes from each side. So that's not a good example. Let's say you have the sun sextile Venus. So that would be you're a sun in Aries and you have a Venus in either Gemini or Aquarius. So you're in Aries. You're a sun sign Aries. And you naturally play out the energy of when people don't see things from your perspective, you get very angry and you get very intense and and this is what I'm saying is you don't have to play out this energy. You don't have to just automatically lower yourself to the archetype of the negative attribute of an Aries archetype. The sun sextile Venus, this is all being part of coordinating your spirituality and coordinating yourself via your natal chart. And this is you have to logically, you can't just think about your natal chart. You got to logically calm your body down too, and you got to naturally cool your body down by taking deep breaths to slow down your internal metronome, because your heartbeat, your pulse, all that shit, that's all part of your physical metronome. So if you have the sun in Aries and you have a Venus in either Gemini or Aquarius, this means this is a Sun sextile Venus. So in order to get yourself coordinated, you have to, if you don't see people seeing things from your perspective when you're trying to initiate a spark for people to see things from your perspective, it's best for you to jump in the energy of the Sun sextile Venus, which means that there's a harmonious flow of you being able to have appreciation for other people's perspective too, because the Sun deals with other people's perspective too. It's the circle with the dot in the middle, so that could be, visionary. This is other people's perspective. Other people have their own fixated perception, which is why the Sun rules the sign of Leo, and Leo is fixed fire. Fixated meaning it's consistent, it's stubborn, and then fire, which is dealing with visionary work, which is dealing with spirituality, creativity, all that stuff dealing with fire. So the Sun, other people's individuality, and then Venus, which is dealing with charity, appreciation, and value in other people's perspective. When you see that people aren't seeing things from your perspective, even now, you don't have to compromise yourself. You don't have to be a yes man or everything to everybody, but the more you jump into your own internal energy of the Sun sextile Venus, and then you see an opportunity to where you actually have ability to harmonize the way other people's perspective is and be able to appreciate other people's perspective, because you have an easy flow of energy to be able to actually have that be, you know what I'm saying? You actually have that natural energy to be able to appreciate other people's perspective and not get angry when people don't see things your way. This is part of being in coordination with your spiritual coordination. This could go down into many different areas. Now, if you had the Sun in Taurus, this means that your temperament is based upon fixed earth. So your tempo, your rhythm is earth, and it's fixated earth. So you have a very calm rhythm. You have a very practical rhythm. You have a very slow, not slow as in stupid, but slow as in, being able to absorb everything that's being thrown at you and everything. And then it's fixated earth. So you're consistent with, you don't let anybody knock you off your square. You're kind of like a stone that can't be turned and can't be pushed, basically. And then that Venus aspect, you have this capacity to be able to appreciate whatever is going on, whether appreciating yourself or appreciating others around you, or having the capacity to show charity to other people. That is your metronome as a Taurus. Now let's say you had the sun square the moon. Let's say, and that would be if you had either moon in Leo or moon in Aquarius. So the Sun square the moon, this basically means that, you're a Taurus. So, you're basically in a temperament to where, you value yourself, you value your own practicality, but you value others also, because Venus is a spreading out energy too. It's not a selfish energy is what I'm trying to say. Venus is not a selfish kind of planet. And then it's ruled by Libra too. So, Venus, Taurus has that capacity to be able to be relatable to others too. Now, this alignment with the moon, with the Sun square the moon, this is a natural spiritual coordination energy you have to master. So if people aren't showing you charity, if people aren't showing you that they appreciate you as well, you have to learn that there's tension between probably how you feel, the moon, and the way that you're displaying your own individuality, the Sun in Taurus. So when you know that you have the Sun square the moon, you have to know that, okay, people aren't being relatable to me. Okay, people aren't showing me charity. Now, since the square is more of a tension-based alignment, you have to be aware that it may be a little harder for you to accept the fact that people aren't appreciating your charity or your appreciative kind of energy. And then it's fixated earth, so you're very consistent. You know that you're a very loving person, basically, and you're fixated on that. You're consistent with that. But based upon how it makes you feel when other people don't show that back, you have to learn that, yeah, there's going to be tension, but me knowing that that's there, I have to keep that in harmony, and I have to keep that in coordination. I love y'all, family, and that's basically spiritual coordination part 2. A lot of it is, knowing your natal chart, understanding your natal chart, understanding how the alignments work with each other, and knowing that those alignments are there, and then being able to proceed and be able to, master your alignments. Love y'all, family, and I want y'all to check the link down in the below, and I'm going to catch y'all later. Peace.